I want to bring in Mark Geragos right now. He is a high-profile criminal defense attorney, host of the podcast Reasonable Doubt with Adam Carolla. So, Geragos, I mean, you heard Brooks reporting, you've heard the witnesses, you've heard about all of the digital evidence that the police have apparently uncovered from that crime scene. 52 rapes, allegedly. How do you end up defending this guy once he is caught?
The first thing I would say, and I don't mean this cynically, but I tried a case in Greeneville, Tennessee about 6 years ago, and I do not remember any parties or any wild shenanigans. So I'm a little surprised, if you will, because it seemed like a very nice place with a very wonderful population. So having said that, how do you defend this? I will tell you that the parties and the people who don't really remember what happened is defensible. The things that are obviously horrific, if true, are the tapes, and obviously the tapes of those who are very young. If that is the case, there's a reason why there's been a number of escapes, and there's a reason why he's fleeing. And, the tapes and all the other apparent evidence that they have makes it a very hard case to defend. If it is ultimately, if it turns out there isn't or aren't any tapes of what's been reported, and it's merely people who had to be reminded or told about something that happened that they didn't really remember, it's a whole different ballgame. Those are cases that are notoriously hard to prosecute.
You know what, Geragos? They used facial recognition technology to uncover the identities of these victims. So they've got serious videotape and serious crimes, or they would not have bothered to do a facial recognition effort to find these victims. I just want to let our viewers know what they're seeing in the middle of the screen between us. The woman who was on the swing in the Jerry Seinfeld-like garage, like a super fancy garage, she's not a victim, but she gave us that video to show us that party scene. Like, these swings were in there, and it was a part of his thing when he had party guests. They would party in that garage a lot and use those swings. And we've been asking viewers to watch carefully. If they recognize that garage, it's very recognizable with the mural on the side and the swings in Eastern Tennessee and Johnson City. Come forward to the police, because you may be a victim and not know it. The other video, Geragos, was the fancy apartment. It does not look like a drug den where you should know you're going to get in trouble. This is a guy who you would be probably happy to have been invited to a party at a fancy place like this, and never expect for a minute you're going to end up, a victim of a serial rapist. Why no indictment, though, on the 52 suspected rapes on tape?
Well, I was actually going to respond when you said that they've gone to all of these efforts to get facial recognition, things of that nature. It begs the question of exactly what you just asked. If that was the case, how come there wasn't something? Why did you don't even have to go to a grand jury to get an indictment? You could have filed the equivalent of a criminal complaint. Why wasn't that done? That leads me to believe that there's more to this story than we're hearing so far. And whether that's an inside job, whether that's somebody who's connected, or whether they just have problems with evidence, it's maybe just as simple as that.
Well, it's interesting. Such a fascinating case. You'll have to come back and talk. It's not over. We've still got lots more to come on this, so we're going to have you back to talk more about it. Thanks, Mark.
Obviously, the chase will be part of what you will be following. So.
Oh, 2 escapes now. So, yeah, I think that's going to be part of the charging, list against him as well when they do catch him. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.